a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 or something.
He's not a good producer.
Hey, She Shackers, and thank you for tuning in to another night at Conversations from the She Shack with me, AQueen. I have the pleasure, the absolute pleasure tonight to have two of my most favorite people in the world sitting in the She Shack. You know my mom sits in with me. She always bringing energy. She always bringing in some noise. She always dropping some wisdom. She give us the jewels whether we like it or not. I have my mom here, Charlene, and then I also got my beautiful daughter, my baby girl, who is also the owner of MLUXE Experience, and she is going to be bringing some information to our young people about starting a business, where she's going, what she's offering. I cannot wait to get this conversation started tonight. But before I really get and dig down into it, I want to tell everybody, please don't forget to go check us out on YouTube. We have a channel called Conversations with AQueen in the She Shack on YouTube. Follow us, subscribe, and share. Thank y'all so much as always for your support. Now let's get right into it, because we're gonna have to talk about some of the things that's been going on. We haven't had an opportunity to kind of like stop and take a pause and talk about some of the things that's going on in our world. So one of the things, like, okay, I guess I'll just pick one. There's like so many topics that there's like hot topics that's going on in the news. But maybe we'll start with Roe versus Wade.
Oh, okay, yeah, well, that's a big hot topic. I mean, I look at it like this here, Roe versus Wade. I think it's going to set the young women back. I mean, you know, before it became legal for women to have abortion, there was a lot of young women that was going to what I would call back alley abortion clinics, and it wasn't working out in their favor. Whereas they went to these back alley abortion clinics and it really did them dirty. Women were dying. They were having massive infections. Some of them wasn't able to have their children anymore after they had that procedure. So it's a lot. And then the other thing is with this here situation, you know, it's like they're telling you now what you can and cannot do with your body. Or, you know, in situations where young girls might have gotten raped or sodomized or whatever the case may be, where they, at the end result of it all, they're having an unwanted pregnancy. In situations like that, I think abortion is the key. I mean, you know, first of all, they already done been violated. Now you're trying to tell them that they can't, and they, from this violation, they end up pregnant, and now they got to sit here and look at this situation for 9 months. Don't get me wrong, and don't get it twisted. I think having babies is a blessing from God. But in some situations, abortion is justified. I can tell you that I had one, okay? I had an abortion way back when Roe and Wade first came into play. But at that particular time, I thought that was the right thing for me to do as a young woman, you know, given the situation as it was. And right now, I mean, I have young daughters, granddaughters that's coming up through the ranks.
Thank you for calling me young, child.
You know. And I mean, you know, I have a lot of young women that consider me as a mother figure in their life. And they come to me sometimes with advice, and I know it has happened in the past. And my advice for them was, at that particular time, I can't really tell you what to do with your own body. All I can tell you is you need to do what you deem necessarily right for you.
What's your stand? What do you like? You know, where are you coming from, MLUXE, about Roe versus Wade, and you know, just some of the things that's like really affecting women and choices that's being made that's going to ultimately affect, especially you as a young woman, moving forward, completing college, moving into the business world, you know, with your whole bright future ahead of you, maybe family in your future, marriage or whatever, and possibly, you know, with your own kids, because this could affect generations to come and come and come. Like, what do you think?
I would just agree with Bebe. I feel like the government is focused on telling women what they can and cannot do with their body, when they should be focused on more important things, like
such as
mass shootings, racism, mass incarceration, let me see, gentrification, like so many other things we could be focusing on besides like abortions. I feel like whatever you feel like you want to do with your body is your body. If you feel like you're not ready for a baby, then you're not ready for a baby. Now, I don't think you should keep getting pregnant and just keep having abortions, no, but I feel like if you were raped, sodomized, sexually assaulted, whatever the case may be, and you get pregnant, then I feel like it's not the government's choice to tell you to keep the baby. I feel like if you don't want to keep it, then you don't have to keep it. So, that's it.
I agree that we should have the right to choose what we want to do with our bodies as it relates to healthcare in general. And I see abortions that fall right in the midst of healthcare for women. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't have to be being raped or being sodomized or being incest. It's for like, that's not the only thing that would be a justifiable reason in my opinion. I feel like anything can be justifiable if that's not something that you want to do. But moreover than that, let's talk about even how pregnancy affects women in general, and maybe there's times where you're not necessarily recommended to carry a baby to term. I've been in a space like that where, yeah, my body is equipped to carry a child, but health-wise, it's not in my best interest to do so. So now the government says it doesn't matter what the situation is, you have to have this baby, even if it'll cost you your own life.
Well, I mean, when I could kind of talk about that situation a little bit, because when I was in labor with my son Marlon, the doctor asked that question: if they had to choose between me and the baby at that particular time.
I'm talking about even before getting to that point. You know, even before like giving birth. Even before even getting to that point.
You got to look at it sometimes that people make mistakes, okay? People make mistakes. And getting pregnant during an intimate moment sometimes is that mistake. I mean, you know, sometimes things just happen. And the end result of that, you know, just can't wait situation, you end up getting pregnant. And it comes to a point where, you know, now you don't have a choice. Then, before then, you had a choice. You can make a conscious decision whether or not you wanted to keep this particular baby. Now there is no choice. They took that away. So once you make that mistake and it happened, you stuck like Chuck. Okay? It's simple as that. So, but, I mean,
I also, a part of the opinion that I have is that this overturn of Roe versus Wade should be a wake-up call.
It is a wake-up call.
I'm just talking about period, because let's think about it. A lot of these decisions that's being made that affects us and our future is being determined by people that don't look like us, people that's not in our neighborhoods, people that's so like, not only are their class is different from ours, right? Mm-hmm. But their age group is different. You got people that's making decisions about what's going to affect people in their 20s and they're 70 and 80. How do you even know? It's such a gap in between what was happening those years ago to what's happening now. I feel that we have, as a people, have a responsibility because we don't vote for these small elections. These elections for senators and congressmen and judges, these are people that's making decisions and creating laws that's affecting our lives. We have to wake up. We have to get out and we have to vote, not just when it's presidents. You know, you see everybody when the president is when it's time to vote for a president, but you can see straight through the voting. Yeah, when it's time to go vote for a judge or a senator or a congressman. We have to start being active, not reactive to situations, but proactive to situations.
Yeah, you
is
definitely
my
have to
opinion.
be proactive because if they did this,
You want a glass?
I thought maybe y'all was gonna offer me a glass.
No, I wasn't sure because it's Moscato. I didn't know if you was drinking.
All right, now, look at here now.
Listen, you was the one that was bringing up it like
I understand, yeah, well, you know, health reasons do have its limits.
Well, here's a glass already poured. A bubbly is
Thank
already
you.
got your name on it.
Okay, but yeah, you know, I was looking at a conversation that they was having with Mrs. Hillary Clinton prior to this Roe versus Wade situation, and she made a very valid point.
And what was that?
She was saying that, just like you were saying, American people need to wake up. Because if they can make this change, what about the other changes that they can possibly make? Or
Well,
other
they
laws
brought
that
up, they
can
brought up
possibly-
Brown versus the Board of Education. They brought that up. They brought
So
that
that's
up
what
like
I'm
that was
sa-
like the next thing they going for.
Yeah, see, that's what I was saying, you know, where she was like, you know, American people need to wake up. I mean, it's a lot of laws that was put into place through, I would say, a Democratic and Republican vote, okay? And now, be as it may, just like the voting right for black people, you know, that could be overturned.
Oh, that's a whole nother topic.
I'm
for,
just,
like,
I'm
a
just
whole
giving you
nother,
an
like,
example.
You know, a whole
No,
nother.
I understand that. I'm just saying it as an example.
No,
So,
that's a good
and
example.
and I do agree that our nation needs to wake up. Yes, the people have the power.
No, I ain't talking about the
Because
nation. I'm
we
talking
have to
about
vote.
black people. I'm not
Yeah,
talking about like the nation.
I'm talking about people, black people. Yes, we have to wake up, and yes, we have to vote. Yes, our young people need to wake up and listen and see what's going on, because it's going to affect them more in the long run. Okay, so yes, I agree. We need to wake up as a people. We need to vote. We need to listen to CNN and find out what's going on, so we can be aware. Not when it's all over, or when it's right at the door, or when it's done happened. We need to know prior to.
Mom,
So
I get that part, but we is not going to get it done. What's going to get it done?
action
As
is what's
a
getting it
unity.
done.
We's not getting it done. Our young people is what is going to get the job done for them.
That's what I
Because
said.
although, you know, ultimately it's not affecting me because I'm no longer of a childbearing age to have
It would affect
children.
her.
But it affects her. It affects her children. It affects her children.
It
affects
affect
her
my
children.
granddaughter.
So at the end of the day, when I say the we, I'm saying the we for the next
when I
generation
say the
of
we,
we's.
I'm
So
saying
can I
the
ask a
we for
question
her.
then? Because I just feel like everybody's just talking and I'm just sitting here.
What is
You have, I'm sure you have
So-
an opinion.
I just want to know, why do you guys think Roe versus Wade was overturned? Because I did my own research. You know, I'm in race and ethnics relations for college, so we have our own like videos of certain things that they want us to watch. So I just wanted to know, like, what do you guys think or why it was overturned? And then I'm gonna tell you what's one of the reasons on to why it was actually overturned.
Well, I look at
I'm
it.
going to answer that question first.
Okay, go ahead.
The reason why I think that Roe versus Wade was overturned is related to population. I believe that at this point we're seeing more, or let me say, less Caucasian people and more African American births. It's a statistical fact that 60% of Caucasian women make up the group or the population of people that have abortions. And if you want to stay as the majority and not start hitting the lines of being a minority, you have to find a way to stop it. So how can you stop it? The biggest way that we're getting rid of the population is through abortion. That's my opinion. That's what I think they do. Now I could be wrong, but that's what I think.
Well, I look at it like this: abortion and non-abortion has been an ongoing war for years, since the early 70s.
We're going to give you a 2-minute warning because you cannot take 10 more minutes for your answer.
No,
she got 2 minutes. Let the clock start now.
I think this here has been an ongoing battle for many years. And yes, I kind of agree with what you said also, that, you know, it is a way to increase the population from a Caucasian perspective, if you want to look at it that way. But I think this has just been an ongoing war between abortion and non-abortion. I mean, for what, 25, 30 years? So
what's your answer?
Well, my answer is one of the reasons why Roe versus Wade was turned over is because there was this lady back in like 1976 that basically said that the white people will eventually become extinct due to abortion because white women are like the highest in having abortions compared to black women. Mm-hmm. And also when because I was just watching this video about like neo-Nazis and like white supremacy or whatever. So when Donald Trump was the president and his slogan was "Make America Great Again," right? Mm-hmm. And one of the main neo-Nazi leaders said, to make America great again, you have to make America white again, right? Mm-hmm. So to make America white again, they need more white people in the population because the white people population is starting to decrease and black people population is starting to increase. Even though black people are having a lot of mass shootings, black on black crime and things like that, mass incarceration of black people, it's still starting to be a lot of more black births, like she said, compared to white people, because white people that are, like, say for instance, poor, or white people that are rich and just don't want to have any more kids, their number one thing is to go to abortion, sometimes compared to where a black person will have a baby and still be willing to like struggle or try to figure it out, whereas then a Caucasian person just will go straight and have an abortion. Not saying that's always, but just according to like my videos I've been watching for school, is basically because the white population in childbirth is starting to decrease, whereas in the black population of childbirth is starting to increase. And to keep America great, they have to keep America white. And to keep America white, you have to have more white birth. Mm-hmm. So,
and I also, and to add, just to piggyback off of that, I just think overall, people are not having kids the way they were having kids. They just not. Like if you look at it, you can just look at what we're dealing with right now. You paying an average $5.15 a gallon for gas. Okay, you can barely afford to get to a job. So how you gonna get to a job, get to a school, get to the grocery store, get to child care, pick them up, drop them off, maintain the household? How you gonna get a car? How you gonna like put food in the house? Everything is at an all-time high, and and then we'll have this big scare about global warming. We no longer can use plastic bags, and the world is like, our oxygen is decreasing, and the rainforest is burning up, and all these things that's making it more fearful to just have a child.
I feel like also like with baby formula shortage, it's real strange how baby formula shortage was super big, and they had to collect baby formula from different parts of the country right around the time where they was talking about Roe versus Wade. But how are you basically telling people that they can't get an abortion, they have to have kids, but you don't even have a way for these people to feed their kids? Not everybody can breastfeed due to certain medical conditions. So therefore, it's like you want people to have kids, but you don't even have a way for them to feed their kids. And then earlier, as you were saying, like I seen on social media where this girl that's around my age, her baby was having seizures every day inside of her, and the doctor had told her, because she lives in a state where she can't have an abortion, she has to carry this baby to term, and basically overall the baby's going to die before coming into the world. And I just feel like, being a young person, that's very traumatic, and I just feel like it would never be that way if people just let everyone be pro-choice and have their own vote. And I feel like a lot of people is pushing like religion things onto people, like, oh well, I'm Christian, or I'm like what's the other one? Catholic, and I don't believe in abortion. So people are trying to push their personal religious beliefs onto people like, oh, well, you're wrong for getting an abortion. You shouldn't get an abortion. It's against the religion, but not everybody believes in the religion that you believe in. So I feel like everyone should just be pro-choice, proactive, and responsible. So if you feel like you're ready for a baby, have the baby. If you don't feel like you're ready for the baby, don't have the baby. And I feel like rape, like you said, rape, sodomizing, sexual assault is not the only reason why someone can get an abortion. If someone just doesn't want to have a baby or they're not ready, then that's a good enough answer. That's it. And I just feel like that's what I feel.
Yes.
Okay.
Somebody said, let's clip the men.
Well,
Let's do what?
let's clip the men. Now listen.
Wait, hold up. Now, wait a minute. Now that's just like, that's the man's choice if he wants to be clipped. Okay?
I agree. I listen.
It's just like it's our choice to have an abortion. It's their choice whether or not they want
You
to.
agree with what, clipping the man?
No, I'm not agreeing with that. I don't feel like anybody should be forced into whatever, like castration, not able to have
But
kids,
guess what?
whatever the case may be. I mean, they doing it.
That's probably what's going to happen. I mean, because you got to think about it this way.
Well, one thing about it, vasectomies is much cheaper for sure. That's what I mean. Like, we're keeping it 100 around here. The vasectomies, equipment still does what it's supposed to do. So I mean, it might be an option for some people, but I'm not gonna say let's just make a whole rally about vasectomy. But you probably now gonna start seeing an increased number in vasectomies because y'all trying to force people to have kids they don't want to have.
Yeah, that's true. Well, let's kind of change the subject. I think we done beat that bear enough. Let's talk about,
we can beat that bear all day long.
I understand.
The last thing I want to say about abortions, I also feel like forcing people to have kids is going to be a rise in suicides. It's going to be a rise in people like just giving up on life because you're forcing them to have a child that they don't want to have. So people probably going to kill the baby, kill themselves, do this, do that, and it's just going to ultimately you're trying to increase the population, but you're going to decrease the population by forcing people to do something that they don't want to do. That's all I'm saying.
Well, that is so true. And in addition, and you have to realize, before all of this took place, they say you have a safe haven where you can drop the baby off.
We gonna see. Oh, that's coming back. Oh, you getting ready to see babies in trash cans, police departments, fire departments, Walmart. You getting ready to see them everywhere. See, it's just like I feel like it's gonna be a domino effect of things that's gonna happen after that.
Yeah.
So
it's gonna, and then it's really this here is like this is catastrophic if you really want to know.
I agree. I actually want to kind of turn the spotlight on you a little bit. And let's kind of talk about some of the things that you're getting into. I want to just honor you, first of all, before we get into all this, you're like, well, okay, we're on the She Shack and we talking on the She Shack. But I just wanted to address you as your mom. And I want to tell you how extremely proud I am of you and like big you up. Straight A's, like that's how you come in with the straight A's out the gate. You know what I mean? On a college level, a young woman with her head is just right where it needs to be. She's focused, working, listen, full-time, overtime working, managing her own hairline. By the way, check out my new do. Check out my new do.
Yeah, she's doing
listen, MLUXE is going to be the next big thing. The next big thing. She is absolutely amazing, and I just wanted to just honor you and give you your flowers now because because you don't hear a lot about what the young people out here doing. But if you look at the social medias and TikToks, we have a large society of entrepreneurs, young people.
Yeah, because you have to realize Tamera had been having her dreams since she was like 15. I can remember the first time she came to me and she was telling me about her store. Okay, her store called Dream. She said, but baby, I wanted to make a store where for fashionable women, plus size women, And I was like, okay, Mara, she had a vision at 15. She had a vision. And I never forgot that vision that she had. And I'm pretty sure she haven't either. So, and then when she came to me and she showed me her T-shirt about her hairline, and gave me one of her business cards, because when she first came to me, I was like, well, what is this? You know, I always ask Sleep Me. And she said, well, this is my business card. And she said, look at my T-shirt. And she showed me her T-shirt and she explained her business.
How did you get started? Like, okay, so you had an idea of what you wanted to do. How'd you get started? What was the first thing that you did?
Well, the first thing I wanted to do obviously was the store, but I think like the hair thing, I kind of like just took after my mom, because like she was a hairstylist, always seen her in the shop, and I just like getting cute. And you know, when I think about buying hair, I don't want to buy no cheap hair. I want to buy like that good hair, like the soft, luxurious, nice hair, right? So the whole name MLUXE came from like the luxurious feel. Like, you know, I want to feel luxurious in my hair. I want to feel like that girl. So M is like, comes from half my name, Mara. So like M and then Lux, luxurious. And then like experience was just like, I want to give everybody like that Mara luxurious experience. But not saying Mara, basically just like MLUXE Experience. So then everybody can, you know, just feel beautiful. Like, but yeah.
I think I think that's amazing to just want to, because beauty is important, and beauty is important to your self-esteem, to your self-worth. So spreading beauty,
it is
a way of spreading love.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. But I just want to tell everybody, stay tuned, because like she said, Dream was like something that I was thinking about in 2015. Then I finally got like, you know, my hair thing coming up. But I'm now looking into vendors to start selling clothes, like all the little hot chic outfits and stuff like that, like the heels, the jewelry, the dresses, the two pieces, something like cute that I got on, like a little flannel with some jeans, like just cute stuff. Because you know, like people with a little bit of weight on them, like they be selling like corny clothes or clothes that just look so big that just like you don't feel like sexy, you don't feel cute in it. So I mean, right now I look kind of calm. Ain't none of this like vendor bought. This is just like an Old Navy shirt with some Old Navy jeans. But basically, what I'm saying is, stay tuned.
Yes, because I always looked at Tamera. Tamera has always been a dreamer, and she always had an idea as to what she wanted. You know, when she was talking to me when she was like 15 years old, I was kind of amazed at the fact that she had already laid it out. She knew how she wanted her store set out. She knew how she wanted her storefront to be. She already had the name of her business in place. And I was like, okay, Tamera, go for it. Okay.
One thing that Tremaine and I have always instilled in our children is to create your own path. You do not want to be a follower. You want to be a leader, and never be afraid to step out and do what you feel in your heart is right. That's going to be beneficial to you. Create your own path. And like, it's so amazing because every last one of our children in some way or another has created a path for themselves of something to follow behind their heart and do what they love to do. So I am absolutely, unequivocally so excited, so happy to just honor you. Check out MLUXE Experience. Where can they find information about your business?
Well, my Instagram is mlux.experience. That's my hair page. If you want to follow my personal page just to see the life of Tamera, it's MERA.TAMERAA. So Mera.Tamera with 2 A's is just half my name and then my whole full name. And yeah, that's it. Oh, and you can also text the number if you want to, you know, shop, if you want to ask any questions, any inquiries about like hair or anything like that. The number is 302-747-4833. Again, 302-747-4833.
And I can tell you the hair that she has is luxurious. It's
Auntie,
soft, and you can use it time and time and time again. You definitely get your money's worth.
She's been groomed well.
Yes.
Grew up in the shop. Coming soon to Conversations from the She Shack is actually where she really kind of started. She fell in love with hair, where I began. Razor Sharp. My Razor Sharp family, I am going to be shooting live from Trenton, New Jersey on next week, coming from the Passaic location of Razor Sharp. These gentlemen are huge community activists. They have a big free back to school giveaway every year on Labor Day weekend. They give free haircuts. They've been honored. They actually have February the 14th has been labeled as Razor Sharp Day in the city of Trenton. So I am so excited to be able to bring them on to talk about where they're headed. I believe right now there may be 5 locations. I think it might be 5 locations to Razor Sharp, but correct me if I'm wrong. But this is just a product of what Razor Sharp can do. Yeah. What you can do. What we poured into our young people and into the surrounding community. So big ups to you, Mayor.
Thank you. And the last thing I want to say is, one little thing. It's just a piece of advice for anybody that wants to start a business or like doing a business or anything like that. I just feel like my best advice that I can give to people is just try to stay consistent. Don't get discouraged. And don't let the haters tell you what you can and cannot do, because it's going to be people doing the same type of craft that you're doing. So if you're doing lashes, you're doing nails, you're doing hair, and everybody was like, oh, well, now everybody want to do this and now everybody want to do that. That's just people trying to like not see you grow and not see you shine and see if they can just rain on your parade before you can get where you're going. So I would just say, like, keep growing, keep being consistent, consistent. Keep being dedicated to what you want to do. Don't let your success be your end goal. Always try to strive to do more. And just try to be big on woman empowerment. Don't try to tear down the next girl just because she's doing what you're doing, or don't try to tear down the next man if he's doing what you're doing. It's enough money in the world for everybody to do everything 10 times over, if that makes sense. All right? So,
yeah. I think that's some wonderful advice.
I think it is
wonderful
because,
advice.
Like, craft is meant to be shared.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So if say for instance she's sharing her craft with me and I'm sharing my craft with her, what it does for the both of us is make us better.
Mm-hmm.
So craft, regardless of what the craft is meant to be shared. Mm-hmm. It's not meant to be kept to yourself. Mm-hmm. If you keep it to yourself, you're not sharing it. That means you're not growing and you're not helping anybody else. So craft, regardless of what the craft is, it is meant to be shared. Believe you me, if you share your craft, you'll grow.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I thank everybody for tuning in with us for another night at Conversation in the She Shack. We have a YouTube channel where I'm asking everyone to go on, subscribe, and like. We are almost worldwide. I don't know if anybody knows this yet, but we are closer than we have ever been. We're less than 50 subscribers away at this point, and we will be worldwide. We have big, gigantic plans for Conversations to be able to travel around this world, to spread love, to spread women empowerment, to be a platform for small businesses. So if you have a business that you want to promote, you can hit me up. Always, Conversations from the She Shack. I'm always on there every single day posting something about positivity and about love. You can also inbox me. You can also email me. I'm at yatrench@yahoo.com. That's my personal email address where you can reach out to me. I also have a business platform where you can reach out, thegetsnatchconnoisseur.com. That's my webpage where you can find information about wellness, about health. If you are interested in doing some body contouring, a mommy makeover, a BBL, a tummy tuck, you can find information on my website. And also, you can go in and lock in right now. The consultations are free, where I can help you with directional, where you want to go, doctors that's available, the healing process, and actually preparing for surgery. So all this information is available to you. So you can reach us out. Conversations from the She Shack, the Get Snatched Connoisseur, First Class Wellness and Recovery Services. And also, don't forget this beautiful up and coming CEO, already a CEO, right? what is going to be a multi-million-dollar platform. We're manifesting that right now. MLUXE Experience. Go on, check it out.
Thanks
Follow
for
her.
following me. I see the followers coming to my phone. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, that's right. Thank you so much. Let's big up. And again, you're interested in coming to the She Shack? Come on in, man. We travel. We actually travel. We went to Machekin last week, and we sat down with a beautiful power couple, Mr. and Mrs. Ryan Brown, Iman. We sat down with them. They have a hot sauce line. We are wonderfully made. Go check it out. Black-owned hot sauce line is in 32 markets. It has an Amazon storefront, and they also have a website. We are wonderfully made. Check them out. Support our small businesses. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to my mom's channel
Subscribe.
right now.
Subscribe. And listen, I'm feeling fabulous, honey. She hooked me up. Ooh, nobody talking to me.
Subscribe to her channel.
Thank you for your support.
Subscribe to her channel. I'm
Thank you
beat
so
y'all
much
up.
for your support.
Yes, and you can be threatening if we go wrong.
Thank everybody for tuning in to another night in the She Shack. We have great conversations. Sometimes conversation continue going on after we are on live. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns,
That gun law passed that Pastor Chandler was talking
check
about.
that out. Gun law passed.
Yeah, the governor
Listen,
signed the law.
Lieutenant Governor of Delaware, I'm reaching out to you. My name is Yvette Trench. My show is Conversations from the She Shack. I want to sit down with you so you can give our viewers information about what's going on in politics and what we can do to get Roe versus Wade into a law. Please hit me back. Good night, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, it was on the news. He was on the news. Pastor Chandler was standing right there because, you know, they invited him. They wanted him to be there when they signed it into law.
That's awesome.
So Law 302 is a law now. The governor signed it.
Cheers.
The governor signed
Oh,
it.
you must have liked that.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
Oh. Signed it into law.
Yes.